Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 156 of the NextGenBasecast. I'm your host, Ben, and this week I'm joined by Andy. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
Good, good. And I'm also joined by Jonny. How are you getting on?
Better than Andy by the sounds of it. He sounds really miserable. What's up, Andy?
I'm not so miserable. It's my hay fever's a bit up and down at the minute, and it's just it's a struggle to speak, which is a surprise for me. I think.
Do you
It's not something I normally suffer from.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Do you use the antihistamine druggies?
I do, but it seems to differ every day depending on what actually is the antihistamine that's going to sort my hay fever out that day. It's like, I don't know. I'm sort of height of the season at the minute, so hopefully it's on its way out, but we shall see.
Maybe you're listening to Avoiding Hay Fever.
I could be dying. That's right. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
A self-help book, a self-help podcast from NGB.
Is he still talking, Jonathan?
Maybe it's not hay you're allergic to. Maybe it's something else.
Jesus Christ, can we get on with the games podcast, please?
I get it in February, hay fever. It's very odd.
Mine normally starts around sort of end of February, March time, so yeah.
Yeah, it depends on different pollination times for trees, doesn't it? Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
You fucking pricks. You absolute fucking pricks. Would you listen to a podcast where they talk about hay fever for the first 5 minutes? Anyway, yes, we'll talk about some video games because apparently this is a video games podcast. Andy, what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing this week? A bit of a hodgepodge all over the place, actually. I've been getting back into Salt and Sanctuary because I picked that up on my Switch, which I reviewed a couple of years back and reviewed it quite favourably, although in hindsight, possibly a little bit too favourably because I think I was on a bit of a high on the hype train for Dark Souls 3 at the time. It's still a fantastic game, but I think I probably wouldn't have given it the perfect 10 that I gave it way back when.
Whoa, you gave it a 10?
I gave it a 10, but it's still a solid 9, I think. But, I think at the time I was a bit sort of like, oh, my God, I need my action RPGs. But, yeah, it's still a great game. It's a cracking little 2D sort of Souls-like Castlevania-y sort of action RPG, which is pretty decent. And I've been getting back into Assassin's Creed. Wait for it. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Okay.
Not Odyssey.
I was going to say, I thought you said to me earlier, because, spoiler alert, I did run into Andy in town earlier on my lunch, and he said he was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I think you must have misheard me, because they have got very similar names.
No, you definitely said Odyssey, because I nearly made a Mario
Did I say Odyssey? I must have been... Anyway, I've been playing Origins, mainly because I have Odyssey sat on my shelf. I'm looking at it right now, and I do kind of want to play it, but I kind of left Origins about 2/3 done. So I'm now 3/4 of the way through the story, and I'm just going to sort of try and plow ahead and just grind my way through to the end of the story and be done with it. Be done. I mean, I've got a bunch of other games on my shelf. My backlog is absolutely ridiculous at the minute, so I think I need to get my backside into gear and get sorted on that. But yeah, that's pretty much sort of been me. I've not been playing a huge amount of sort of recent stuff of late. I've just been sort of trying to mop up the backlog. As it were. Oh, and sorry, I tell a lie. I've been playing Slay the Spire on Switch, which is a really weird roguelike deck building game.
Fair enough.
But it's very good.
Cool. Okay. Jonny, what about yourself?
Just this week, you want?
Yeah. I mean, is it going to be Tetris?
I mean, one of them is Tetris. Yeah, obviously.
Is that just a default for you now? You can assume by default that you're playing Tetris.
It's the best game ever, isn't it? So yeah, of course, always play Tetris 99 specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
on the Switch. Also been playing Rocket League on the Switch because also very good. Also been playing a bit of Borderlands, the remastered one on PS4. Been on that. My first experience of Borderlands. I can't remember if I talked on this on the podcast here before. I don't think I have.
I don't think you have.
No, I don't
feel free.
Oh well,
crazy.
Borderlands PS4. That's pretty much
it. What's Johnny's hot take on Borderlands?
Do you know what? Actually, at first I was not keen. I've been playing it in co-op with my girlfriend, and it doesn't give you a lot of story in co-op mode. It actually skips the intro cutscene as well, so I wasn't really sure why I was doing or what I was supposed to be doing. But I kind of got into it. Like, it is all like my kind of favorite shooter though is more something like Rage 2, where you have a gun or like one of each gun that you upgrade as you go through.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously
Right.
Borderlands, the thing is like there's so many guns and you pick them all up, and I just find that a bit too admin-y. Like you're
It's
always
that loot shooter sort of thing.
you're always looking at stats and like, is this gun better than that? No, get rid of it, sell it, and like buy it. And it's like it feels very admin-y. I just want to shoot things, and I don't want to do
Firearm
admin.
admin.
Yeah, it feels a bit like that. It's an all right game though. I think some of the sense of humor is dated a little bit. It's a bit wacky, isn't it? A bit wacky.
Yeah, it was very like internet and meme heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, it's all right. It's not my favorite game, but it's fine. It's playing at Borderlands, and yeah, just Rocket League and Tetris. Other than that,
Fair enough.
yeah, man.
Are we just waiting for like certain releases to drop, or are we just sort of enjoying the sun?
Enjoying the sun. In terms of big releases, all I can think of is Link's Awakening. Fuck yeah. And Doom Eternal. When is
Mario
the
Maker
Wolfenstein out? You know what? I've never played Mario Maker before, so I don't have any sort of any stake in
Strong
that.
opinions.
Tell me about Mario Maker.
I'll tell you about Mario Maker. It's a game where you make a Mario.
You don't know, do you? You make Mario levels, not Mario.
Yeah,
you make a Mario game.
Yeah.
You make a Mario game. Yeah.
So I don't like that.
I mean,
it's
it's
like,
alright.
I don't want to make my. I'm paying Nintendo to make it for me. I don't want to make my own fucking game.
But I mean, you can download.
I love the fact that you have faith in your own ability there, Johnny. It's like
I don't.
I don't believe.
I'm not a games designer. That's my point. I'm paying someone who is a games designer to make a game for me. I'm not paying to make it myself.
So, did you never play with Lego?
Yeah.
Do you stick religiously to the instructions on the box?
I mean, honestly, I sometimes do. But my point with Lego is the experience is like putting it together and stuff, and like, make whatever you want. Whereas with Mario, it's like you are building it to then play through as a level.
But you're building it to share with people as well.
I don't like people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fair
They're not
point.
having my stuff. They're not having my stuff now.
Anyway,
am I getting paid for making these levels?
Yeah,
No.
Maybe if
I'm
like
making content for their game and Nintendo paying me for this shit.
No, but if you I'll tell you what, if you do a bunch of levels that are really good and get like loads of views on YouTube, you can have all of the ad revenue. How about that?
There are easy ways to get views on YouTube.
Can you let me know what they are, please? I have been playing, because I've been playing a few games this week. I've been playing some new games as well.
Didn't ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing F1 2019.
Yeah.
Which it's very derivative to say it's another one of those, but it's really good. Like it's Formula One. They've got in the career mode this year, they've got the Formula 2 championship as well. So you can do your whole thing about, go through the Formula 2 and then go into Formula 1 and from there, and it just extends the career mode a bit more. That's really good. And then additionally to that, I have played through, because it's a very short game, I've played through 1980X.
Right.
Oh, yes. How are you finding that?
Well, I found it quite good. Like literally,
Okay.
I played through it in the space of about 75, 80 minutes. It's a very short game. I think it's about a tenner on Steam, but it's kind of like a very short story about a girl who, well, actually, it doesn't tell you if it's a girl or a boy. It's quite an androgynous character, but like, you play through you play through the game, and like it's about them moving to a new city, and sorry, not moving to a new city. They're living on the outskirts of a city. They allude to something happening with their parents. They kind of go through some bits and bobs, and they kind of take solace in an arcade. And in the arcade, there's a bunch of arcade games, as you'd expect, and you play through, I think, 4 or 5 of these arcade games, and they're all like homages to like classic arcade games. So you've got it opens with like a take on Streets of Rage. Then you've got kind of like I think it's like a Shinobi kind of game. It's like a side-scrolling, quick moving ninja type thing. You've got an Outrun clone, a very obvious Outrun clone, and you've got like a Gradius type clone as well. And there's another one as well that I'm missing. I think there's 5 in total, but it's all right.
There's an RPG one as well, isn't there?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's like
RPG.
Yeah, like a kind of old school thing where you're walking around a maze, and you kind of like the old school like vector vector maps, maze kind of things. It's all right. It's good. I mean, it's for my money, it's probably a bit too short. It's obviously very intentionally done that way, but you can replay through the levels and the games. The games themselves are quite short as well. It's very stylized as well. The art style is fantastic. It's kind of really really nice pixel art, really good, like really vibrant, really colorful. It's just I wish there was more. It is the only criticism that I'd have of it, to be honest. And other than that, I've been dipping into sort of the catalogue of stuff on Game Pass for PC as well, because there's quite a lot of stuff in there. I've been playing quite a lot of Sea of Thieves as well, to be honest. As well, Sea of Thieves has got its hooks back into me, and there's a pun there because you've got your hook for your hand and all the rest of it.
Is it good now?
It's good, yeah. It's kind of still more of the same, but there are there's some guided quests in there as well to say, right, here you go and do a thing, rather than just like, do what you want. Like there's a specific kind of story, and then you get like you pick up little quests from the NPCs in the world, and it's good. I've been playing that with a few folks, and it's been a really good laugh. We took down a kraken. Not a kraken, a megalodon, like a big ass shark, and it was a big ass shark.
How big is the shark?
Fucking huge, mate.
I mean, give me some figures.
Like well big.
Is it bigger than the one Jason Statham punches?
I think it's probably about the same size.
Okay, that's decent. All right.
Yes, it's a big shark.
Yeah.
And you didn't need any Statham influence to take it down. You managed to do it by yourself.
I mean, to be fair, when I first saw it, I did mutter, "I'm like, that's a megalodon," just like Stath. But
good old Stath.
That's an amazing film for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
But anyway, there's not a whole lot of news going on this week because I think everyone's still in bed after E3.
Post E3 blues.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything that's caught your guys' eyes? I mean, I know, Jonny, I think you were saying about EA being morons.
I mean, that's a given.
Well, yeah, that is kind of a given.
Remind me what I was saying about EA being morons.
So the EA kind of got hauled in front of Parliament.
Yeah.
And the folks in Parliament went, right, what's going on with these loot box things? Why are you trying to get kids hooked on gambling? And the woman from EA, I'm trying to get the title of the person, because it is ridiculous that they need this as a job title.
Is the title loot box denier?
So it's EA's Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs.
Right.
That's a made-up title, isn't it? That's just, she's literally the person that they just roll out when they've got someone, they need someone to go into the firing line, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she responded and she said, "We don't see them as loot boxes. We refer to them as surprise mechanics." Which, I mean, to me, that's kind of a surprise mechanic is the person that fixes my car when it goes horrendously wrong on the way to work.
And just appears. I mean, in a video game, a surprise mechanic might be something like, I don't know, you get a refund in your bank account because the game realizes it's Fallout 76. That would be a surprise mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, like this is just horrendous, isn't it? Like the fact that they're turning around and going, "Oh, they're like Kinder eggs." What, that thing that's also banned in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason that's banned in America is because of the small parts. So in America, you actually get them with the toys on the outside, I think.
Oh.
So I think it's the idea is that they don't trust their kids not to eat the toys in America.
But they trust them
it's
with
not because of the gambling element. Anyway, you've got more chance of getting messy in a Kinder Egg than you have in a foot pack. So.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
might have stolen that joke because I know nothing about football.
I was about to say, how do you know who Lionel Messi is? What the fuck's going on here?
I just thought it was a good joke.
I mean, like, this whole thing has just gotten worse and worse, hasn't it, as time's gone on? And now we're getting to the point where governments are getting involved. Like, it just seems like the game companies are not really taking the responsibility, and they're just doubling down on being fucking awful.
Yeah, but people are still buying them. So as long as people pay for them, it will happen. That's the bottom line, because Johnny Markwell said so.
I mean, it is obviously, it's capitalism. It's the world we live in, and fair enough, blah blah blah. Communism's bad and whatever. But I mean, the thing is, they need to put some regulation in place. And I think in America there's a senator, I think, that's kind of had like cross-party support on getting something put into place to say we need to stop kids from playing these games, essentially. But the way that it was worded was in a game that kids can play. So what does that necessarily mean? Does that mean like anything over a certain age limit is fine, which would then potentially mean that FIFA would need to be an 18 rated game? I don't know.
I think the thing is, when you kind of break it down, it's a lot of people sort of point out, I mean, you've got the Kinder Egg argument, but when you've got a Kinder Egg, you've got delicious chocolate as well, not the bitter taste of an empty bank account. But they also kind of point to like trading cards and games like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. I think the thing is, again, though, you've got a physical thing that you've invested in at the end of that. And also, it's the kind of thing that you can say to a kid, there's a tenner, go and buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. When they're playing FIFA and they go, Dad, I want to buy some virtual footballer, man, peoples.
Why do I get the feeling that this is exactly the conversation that happens in Andy's house every other day?
I haven't, no. My kids don't have any interest
in that, no.
No, they're really not. But, it's easy for a parent to go, okay, how do I do this? I'll put my credit card details in on your Xbox. There you go. And then that's it. Pandora's box is open and they can buy as many virtual footballers as they want.
But you're opening a different argument there, which is our parents.
Well, I think that's the thing is there's lots of layers to this, though, isn't there? Is that the mechanics themselves kind of encourage kids to want to sort of pick up, take this through line of, it's kind of exposing all of the flaws in sort of modern digital distribution, isn't it?
It's almost as if complicated problems have complicated solutions and not simple solutions.
Yes. Yes. Well done. That's more succinct and better.
I mean, I think one of the biggest problems for from my point of view is the fact that, like you say, you if you go into a shop, you go, right, there you go, there's like 10 quid, knock yourself out. But then if you then go into FIFA, you go like, okay, right, well, I want this. Okay, cool. Right, how do I do it? Like you say, you put your credit card details in, and they're then stored on the machine. So they have unlimited access to it unless you put the parental controls in. And I've always been quite a big proponent of educating yourself before you buy something for your kids.
Absolutely.
And saying, if you're buying them a console, you look at it, you go, right, okay, what can I, what do I do to make sure that what they're accessing is appropriate and that they can't spend thousands of pounds that I don't have on FIFA points. And it's like, I don't know. There's two trains of thought, because obviously you've got to make sure that you try and prevent it at your end, but I think there needs to be something done in industry wide in terms of making sure that this is kind of regulated to a degree. I mean, it's not just for kids as well, though, is it? I mean, there's adults that have serious issues with things like gambling, and this kind of easy access to this kind of mechanic is just enabling, really, isn't it? It's just saying, there you go, here's the IV drip, stick that in your arm, there you go, virtual footballers till you go to bed. Yeah.
Well, look, guys, it's all right. I've got a solution.
Go on then, Jonathan.
Nobody have any more kids, because they're the ones doing all the damage on these online gambling things. They can't be trusted.
Okay.
Cool. Johnny for PM, the new no child policy coming into effect.
Let's be honest, all children are terrible, apart from my nephew, he's great. But other than that, they're all terrible.
So that's what you're saying is eugenics is the answer.
Not eugenics, no. Yeah, no, maybe,
Mass sterilisation.
Just to clarify, this is a joke. Don't get upset. Right. I know what you like on the internet. Don't get upset.
Send your complaints to @Jonafang on Twitter.
I don't use Twitter anymore. Fuck me.
There you go. Yeah, so I mean, EA basically.
It's not 2007, Ben. Jesus.
EA basically turned around and went, "Oh no, we're all good. We're fine. We're not going to change anything." And I just wonder how far is it going to go before a government comes along and goes, "No, you actually need to sort this shit out because it's like it's damaging." And there'll be because of course the other problem is that most people in government have absolutely no fucking clue how video games work, and they'll introduce some legislation that will impose sweeping changes on literally every single game that everybody plays, and it could potentially break the industry. But
I've got another theory, and this one's going to sound stupid, but stay with me.
Okay.
Right? You ready? This is all everyone's fault who voted leave in Brexit, right? Because if we didn't have Brexit, because right, if we didn't have Brexit, there'd be nothing else on the news. They'd be like, "Oh shit, we need to talk about something else. We'll sort out games. Games need sorting out." But because no one's got any time for games now and sorting out like children are evil and gambling, then they've all got to look at Brexit instead, and it's taking up everyone's time.
Can we talk about something else?
I mean, I'm sort of in agreement with Jonny on that one.
See, I said when I start saying this, it'll sound silly, but then you'll think actually he's on something here.
No, I mean, I just think most things are. Actually, no, I won't say that because I know a couple of people that voted leave that listen to the podcast, and they'll probably crucify me if I say what I was about to say. So, anyway, they are good people as well. They are good people.
Who is?
Some of the people that I know that listen to the podcast that voted leave. I mean, I think they may have regretted their decision by now, but anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that slightly controversial topic. Onto another one. Gamer getting bought out.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's Mike Ashley owns High Street.
Yeah, Mike Ashley owns pretty much everything. So he's coming along and he's going, yeah, you know them big mugs? Can we make them black and purple? Cool. So he's going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
is Game just basically going to sell FIFA and Pez from now on? Is that how it's going to work?
Like Sonic the Hedgehog socks.
I'd take some Sonic the Hedgehog socks.
Bit of Lego as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there the other day, and they are selling Lego. Yeah. What's going on?
It's got a lot of Lego in there. Yeah.
I mean, like, one of the most strange things about that is the fact that Lego is not the most profitable toy for toy shops.
Isn't it? What is?
Well, I don't know, but like, I imagine that the actual wholesale cost of Lego isn't, massively lower than what they can sell it for. So I imagine the market.
I don't know. Some of those kits are well expensive, though.
Oh yeah, but they'll be sold wholesale well expensive.
I
don't know. I'm guessing, but anyway.
I don't know the figures on Lego profits. No, I don't have those margins to hand.
Yeah, I don't know. But...
What are we talking about? Oh yeah, game. Right,
game.
Mike Ashley.
So basically, yeah, they're kind of going. It looks like they're going into sort of esports as well, kind of the arenas. I think they're called Belong Arenas. Which is basically like the name of the arena is Belong Arena. So it's kind of, they have to look at, I don't know, renting arenas out for birthday parties and stuff like that. I don't know. It just seems really strange.
So you can like go and get Wembley Arena for your birthday party.
Yeah, but
that
maybe
seems
not.
A bit counterproductive. Just a tiny group of children in the middle of an arena.
I think you might be overthinking the size there, Andrew.
No, you spread them out, don't you? Have like one in every corner. And then they can't interact, and that's when they start getting noisy and annoying when they're interacting with each other.
So you spread them out, like when we've been to EGX in the past. It's like just empty. There's nothing in there, and you just put children in each corner.
Yeah,
and then the parents stay in the middle. And when the children start coming towards them, they go, "No, back to your corner."
The parents just lock the door and just go and do something else that's like less awful.
Yeah, wow, that's killed that conversation.
Yeah. So what can we expect to see from the Sports Direct-ified version of Game, do we think?
I don't know, in short.
Cheap off-brand consoles.
I mean, it just sounds like... I don't know. One of the things that's sort of playing at the back of my mind is that there will be a situation over the next 18 months or so, and I would like to have this podcast kind of bookmarked so that at the time, when the time comes next year, I can look back on it and go, see, I fucking told you.
Called it.
In about 18 months' time, we are going to have a rather large boom where there will be a lot of money being spent at a retail level, presumably on the high street, because Game are now basically the only place that sell video games on the high street.
Yeah.
And I think even supermarkets are scaling back now. You know, they're not selling as many games. They've got like their game sections are getting smaller and smaller. And I just think, obviously, we're going to have 2 new consoles next year. So you're going to have people going into Game and buying the consoles. And of course, Game being Game, they'll put, 5 or 6 shitty games into a bundle and say, oh, do you want the PS5? This is the only way you can buy it with, like, I don't know, fucking Water Sports 7 or whatever you want to call it. It's like you're going to have that kind of an impact. And then in 6 months' time, you'll hear, Game release their figures for the year and go, oh, we've had a record year. It's been better than every other year for the past 5 years. And then from there,
I wonder why.
Yeah, you're going to have people like going, oh, this is going to be great. And they'll put money into it again. And then in 18 months' time, it'll do the exact same thing and the business will fall over again. It's at the minute, the way that they're going, it's not a sustainable business at all. And it's a shame.
It is a funny place for like the high street, though, isn't it? Because obviously there is a move over to sort of publishers wanting to push things digital, and a lot of the sort of games as a service stuff obviously must be reducing a lot of the footfall into high street shops when you sort of consider video games. I mean, like you say, though, Game are really the only place in the UK that you can physically walk into and buy a game. But I mean, if you buy one game a year, and that game is something like FIFA or COD or something like that, the publishers are desperate to keep you in that ecosystem now for the entirety of your time, and that is money that Game won't be seeing. And I think that's sort of, I find that quite interesting and a bit disappointing as someone who used to work for Game way back when. I mean, we're talking like 2002 here, I think. So it was PS2, Xbox era, original one. And yeah, it's kind of funny, sort of weird, sort of seeing it coming from that sort of very single player focused environment to sort of this almost aggressively multiplayer games as a service thing, where places like Game are kind of being cut out the loop.
It's just not great. I mean, Jonny, when was the last time you bought something from Game?
They do sell those good flavors of Fanta these days.
Okay. When was the last time
you buy a Lego set?
When was the last time you bought a video game from Game?
Oh God. Hang on. Oh, it was Starlink. Last year, end of last year.
Jolly good.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat because I bought it
at sale.
Yeah, I bought it at the same time, and that's the only reason that you'd go and get it.
Yeah, the only reason I was in there is because you told me it was cheap. I was like, oh, I'll go get that then.
Yeah.
Other than that, hold on. Oh, did I buy Mario Brothers U from Game? I can't remember. Maybe I did.
You did buy that off a high street, didn't you? You did walk into a shop and buy that. Yeah.
So actually, I actually bought 2.
Maybe you bought that from Game.
I think I might. I mean, where else would I got it from? Yeah, I think I maybe did it from Game. Yeah.
I mean, I just hope that they survive long enough for Death Stranding to come out, because I've ordered that ridiculous collector's edition. So
yeah,
I don't want them to have my money. And
will you get a big mug free with it?
Probably, yeah.
Forgetting it.
Hey. Shall end. But yeah, like it's not. I just don't know what Mike Ashley's doing. I don't know what he sees in the business at this point, because
I don't know what his record is
he's
like,
buying all the things.
Well,
but I mean, is he keeping them alive? I suppose he is.
Yeah, I mean, I get from the point of view of like keeping people in jobs and all the rest of it, even though from the sounds of jobs at Sports Direct, given previous investigations and stuff, doesn't exactly sound great. But I mean, I honestly don't know what he sees and what they see in terms of keeping the business, because it's just not. I don't know. Retail establishments at the minute are just well, they're money sinks, aren't they? Unless you are a company that is always going to be there, that provides a service that you can't get online.
Like a shoe shop.
I mean, you can get shoes online.
Yeah, but you don't know if they fit though, do you?
No, that's true.
gotta
I was
try
thinking
and
more
buy-
like an optician's.
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
great.
you could probably get glasses online.
Yeah, but you can't get your eyes tested online, can you?
There
Yeah, you
might be an
see.
app for it.
Yeah, you
Point your phone at your
fucking-
eyes.
fucking.
Yeah, you need glasses. Have some of these.
The whole
But,
high street will eventually just be escape rooms because you can't buy that online, and also there's just a lot of them at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
escape rooms and Starbucks. There you go. That's all it's going to be.
yeah.
But yeah, I can't really see game lasting too long unless they. I mean, obviously, there's going to be, like I say, there's going to be that boom next year. I just don't think they can take the obvious increase in stuff next year and then go, oh, we're successful again, because that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, right. So we've also got some news about Stadia. So Google Stadia is Google's streaming solution, and there was a report today that came out and said that we are probably going to be looking at around the same cost for a game as it is on Steam.
Which begs the question, why bother?
Yeah.
That's not good, really, is it?
No, I mean, the exact quote is, so we've got, there was a round table with Phil Harrison, and Eurogamer asked, I think Eurogamer asked, but somebody asked them, will it be cheaper? So if you buy a game on Stadia, will it be cheaper than if you buy it on Steam? And the response was, I don't want to say brain dead, but it's not really had a lot of thought put behind it. I don't know why it would be cheaper.
Well, because I'm physically having to. Right, yeah, okay. So I was having to think about this earlier. So Stadia is, I like the idea of Stadia, but I've not got a lot of faith in its execution. I'll be honest with you. I think it's kind of being drummed up to be something wonderful that it's really not going to be. And I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed people in November, if I'm honest. I think the closest analog, really, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's like Netflix, isn't it? But it's actually a bit more like Amazon Prime, isn't it? So you've got your, Prime Video, it's, you've got your subscription service that you get your content drop fed to you as part of that. And you can also then go out and buy individual titles on there that aren't on the subscription service. Where it differs from Amazon Prime, though, is that Amazon Prime isn't just a streaming service. You can physically download copies of any media that you have access to on there. I think with some restrictions, onto a device so that you can play it without an internet connection. And yeah, I mean, I know Stadia kind of says, oh, but you don't have to get your hardware. You don't have to worry about sort of expensive PC hardware anymore. But yeah, you kind of have to worry about having something that's going to be able to play this stuff, whether it's a phone or whether it's a device with Chrome on it. And if you're not anywhere with a decent network connection, then you're stuffed. And that's money that you've invested in something that you can't use. You know, if you had a half decent laptop, you could download stuff to it to play on a train or in a hotel room or something like that.
I think my problem with it is it is tone deaf with his response. Like he's kind of turned around and just gone, well, I don't know why it'd be any cheaper. We're offering a service where you can play it anywhere. It's like, well,
you're not, for one.
Well, he is. They are. You know, that they are offering a service that, as long as you've got.
Yeah, but there's an asterisk. Yeah, I was going to say there's an asterisk next to that, though, isn't it? As long as you've got a decent enough connection. I mean, not everyone's got decent Wi-Fi. Not everywhere you visit has got decent Wi-Fi. I mean, I've been to on holiday in the past to places that said, "Oh yeah, you got Wi-Fi," and it's been the worst Wi-Fi I've ever experienced.
I think the issue for me is when it comes to ownership. Like,
yeah,
you are not going to own that game. And I think the biggest analog for me is, like you say about Amazon Prime or Prime Video, or whatever it's called. It's as if when you went to watch something on Netflix, they turned around and went, "Yep, I'll have some money for that, please," in addition to the subscription that you're paying. It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
If Netflix charged you a DVD price for every single film that you watched,
yeah,
that's equivalent to what's on there, I think. But it's, I don't know. Like, the more I'm hearing about Stadia and the slightly bullish nature of a lot of the marketing, it's putting me off it, if I'm honest.
I'm not. I was kind of. I mean, I've been a bit skeptical about it since it first announced, but I was kind of thinking, oh well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. It could be an interesting thing. I mean, I quite like the idea of like Steam home streaming and stuff that Microsoft are doing with xCloud. But I think with Steam and Microsoft, what they've got is they've got that existing ecosystem of ownership that's backing that up. And of course, Microsoft announced at E3 that xCloud was also going to tap into your existing Xbox library on your Xbox. So you don't have to buy into xCloud as a purpose-built streaming platform. You can stream content from your Xbox to a device off your connection.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably getting into borderline speculation there, because they've not confirmed anything in terms of xCloud as a service. They're kind of saying, look, the tech works, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I just honestly think that they've had not necessarily an open goal, because obviously there's always going to be people that are skeptical of the technology, but Jonny, what do you think about Stadia? Are you sort of gonna get involved?
Look, Ben, look. Google peaked, right, with Google Earth, and everything since then has been shit. So this will probably not be very good.
Okay. And do you think it's going to be a service that they will kind of look at and go, cool, we gave it a go, it doesn't work, let's kill it in the space of 18 months?
Yeah, because the tech's not there yet. As you've already been saying, like, why would you pay for a dodgy stream of something when you can buy the physical thing for the same amount of money?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, the fact is that I just think that the way that they've said, oh well, you won't need to own a $1,000 PC or £1,000 PC in order to play these games at 4K. It's like, let's be honest, the people that will care about playing these games in 4K are exactly the kinds of people that will have that. That's not me being facetious. That's I think that's a legitimate thing to say, because if you want to have the best experience, then you will go out and you will buy a PC. You will be the kind of person that will pay that money for that, for those experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, we joke about PCMR, don't we? But we know at least two people on our chat who will go and buy the best hardware to get that best fidelity. And, all power to them. That's what PC gaming is about, really, isn't it? It's about sort of having that level of fidelity. And I just don't think Stadia is going to deliver it. I just think there's going to be so much disappointment surrounding it. And I just think Google are setting themselves up for a loser, if I'm honest with you.
I am fully prepared to be proven wrong. Like, I want to give it a go.
Okay.
I want to get my hands on it. I want to test it out and see exactly what's going on, and whether the current infrastructure and everything else can handle it. But I can't see it. Like, there must be something that I'm missing. And yes, it's one of those situations where it's an addition to my PS4, my PC, my Xbox. Like, it is an additional platform. But when you start talking about paying full price for those additional games on a platform that isn't going to be my primary platform and won't necessarily offer me the best experience if my internet goes down, that's when I start to get a bit worried. But
yeah, I think it's like that Switch caveat, isn't it? When you're looking at sort of multi-platform games on the Switch, it's like, well, I'm paying the same, if not more, for a game that I can get in better fidelity elsewhere. But you're adding the caveat of, and I need an internet connection that's capable of streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's that. So we've got I think Stadia is going to be something that I know Nico's pre-ordered his Founders Edition because he gets Destiny, all of Destiny.
He's got to have. I can't really talk because it's like me with Dark Souls, but it's like getting it just put it in my eyeballs straight in there.
Yeah, so we're looking at we'll probably do something nearer the time. I think I need to try and speak to somebody at Google because I know that they've suggested that content creators and people in their partner program can possibly get involved, which I think we are. But we'll discuss that later on. Anyway,
just ask them not to listen to the last 10 minutes or so of this podcast.
Anyway, Apex Legends is getting a new season as of Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody play any of season 1?
No.
Last I played Apex was a Game Blast.
Right. Okay. And you got a kill on with 1 second to go in Game Blast. You got a kill.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that because we were all a bit sleep deprived.
I was quite tired.
Yeah. But anyway, yes. So Apex Season 2 is getting its Season 2. It's going to have some of the Leviathan things. So the big dinosaurs are coming onto the island. I'm surprised Jonny didn't react there because I was quite. I know he likes the big dinosaurs.
I like a big mammal, so that is quite exciting to me. Yeah.
Are dinosaurs mammals?
They are lizards.
Yeah, they're lizards.
Oh, are lizards not mammals then?
No.
Yeah, shit.
So there's basically there's some big lizards on the island, and it looks like we're getting another new character. Watson already got announced at E3, and I think there's another character. Looks like they're kind of a hacker. There's been some laptops found in the world. Ooh, crazy, spooky. So yeah, we'll have to see what's going on. It looks like there's some changes to the map as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. I do like Apex. I've not played it as much for a while because there's just been too much else going on. But
yeah.
Right, one more bit of news. Actually, Andy, didn't you play My Friend Pedro?
I did play My Friend Pedro, but not this week.
Okay. Is it good?
How is it? Because I'm interested in that.
It's okay. I gave it an 8, but it is at the low end of an 8. I will say it with that caveat. It's it's all right. It's I've read some reviews since that it's kind of a bit Marmite, I think. Some people thought that the gunplay tailed off and the mechanics tailed off towards the end of the game, but I actually thought that the mechanics kind of started clicking a bit better. And about the last third of the game, the first 2/3 feel a bit sort of messy and a bit uncoordinated, and I think it's because there's less flow to the levels. So it's basically a twin stick shooter meets Max Payne.
Okay.
So you've got like slow-mo stuff, you've got like bullet timey stuff, you've got platforming. It's a bit weird. It's a bit, Jonny might even call it wacky.
Oh no.
Yeah, you might even call it wacky. But it's probably worth picking up when it's in a sale.
Fair. It's not much anyway, is it? It's about 15 quid.
It's not a huge amount. It's not a long game either. You'll probably get it done in about 3 or 4 hours.
I'm all right with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm comfortable paying that amount for fairly decent size. Did either of you guys see the Mario Battle Royale?
I played it.
Did you?
It was quite fun.
Okay.
It's a
Jonny,
shame
did you see this?
No.
So somebody, some enterprising soul, made was it World 1.1 or something similar?
It went on. There was a World 1.2 bit as well, so it kind of went and looped round I think I only played a couple of games because I was at work at the time, and I managed to just sneak a couple of games in when it hit the news just before it got pulled by a DCM. Yeah, so DCMA sort of thing. So I thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, it was interesting because all the other players. So basically, obviously, it's like 100 Marios get dropped into World 1-1 go. So you've got the usual drop falls, you've got the usual enemies. The level design slightly tweaked, but all the other players are sort of see through, so you can go through them. So you're not directly affecting each other from a sort of an obstacle standpoint. But what you can do is like throw turtle shells and create barriers and things like that for the other players to kind of basically sort of mess with their game. So it was quite good fun. It's the kind of thing that I sort of think, Nintendo, after Tetris 99, this is what you should be doing next, is your next online freebie. Get this lad or lass to come and do that for you.
Yeah, that could be pretty good. But yeah, basically,
question mark profit.
Was it essentially like you play at the same time as 99 other people?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'd be up for that. Wonder if you could do something similar in Mario Maker 2.
I don't think you'd be able to get the same number of players, but you could probably do some kind of deathmatchy thing, because there is online multiplayer in Mario Maker 2.
Yes, yeah.
We haven't,
but I should probably say we haven't got a review of Mario Maker 2 on the site because we didn't get an early copy. Boo. And we also didn't get an early copy of Crash Team Racing, which was slightly disappointing. We didn't get a copy full stop of that, which I was a little bit disappointed by. But anyway, what was the last thing I wanted to talk about before we disappeared?
Was it streaming?
Yes, it was, Andrew. Thank you.
Yes. It's okay. I'm paying attention.
I'd genuinely forgotten about that. Fucking hell. Before we disappear,
will be so disappointed in you. I hope he goes and rages on the chat at you for that.
He'll be fine.
How dare you?
Yes. So as of Monday, the 1st of July, we are going on a schedule on Twitch. We've decided to kind of really make a go of the whole Twitch thing. We're going to do streams every Monday and Thursday at 8 o'clock ish. And then after that, we're just kind of going to do little sort of streams as and when people are free and they fancy jumping on and doing something. But yeah, go subscribe to us on Twitch. We're twitch.tv/NextGenBase. Follow us and subscribe if you like. If you've got an Amazon Prime membership, you can get your Twitch Prime subscription and then throw that into us. We'll get a couple of quid and it'll all be helpful. So
and we are fun.
Yeah, we've had some good fun. We've done some test streams so far. We've had a really good time of it. I've done. I think I did some Forza. I've done some
Sea of Thieves.
We did some Sea of Thieves. That was good fun.
Nico's done a lot of Destiny.
I was going to say Nico's done a lot of Destiny. Nick's done a lot of FIFA. It's all looking really good, and I think there's a lot of stuff to like about it. So I think Jonny's going to get involved at some point, so you can see Jonny's lovely face.
Oh, I just want to put my face on it.
Well, you don't have to, but it'd be nice.
I wasn't going to, no.
Okay. Well, you can hear Jonny's lovely voice.
I might see a camera and get one of the cats involved. People like cats, don't they?
They do like cats.
Get yourself on Tetris 99 for like an hour or so.
Yeah, I'd be quite. I do that normally anyway. Might as well stream it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some good stuff happening relatively soon with the Twitch channel. Like I say, starting Monday night. So Monday the 1st of July, 8 o'clock. Be there. I'm going to kick it all off, and I'm going to kick it off with some Super Mario Maker 2. Nick said that he's going to try and make some devious levels for me over the weekend. So that's going to be fun. I'll probably do some making and some playing on Monday because I think there's a lot to do, and there's undoubtedly going to be some devious creations over the weekend. So looking forward to that.
Possibly a lot of penises.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Were there a lot in the first game?
There was a few, I think, at the first, because as always, Nintendo's filters don't always work very well at first, as was found out when they put level creation into Smash Ultimate recently.
Yeah, there was a lot of willies in that, wasn't there?
There was. Not thought this through, have you, lads?
No. Anyway, that's probably going to wrap us up because
that sounds good,
it's getting on, and we've all got things to do, and I need to get some stuff done. I'm taking my laptop in to get fixed tomorrow. It's been recalled. my laptop.
What have you done to it?
Nothing. Like I'm perfectly fine with it. It's all really good. But Apple have issued a recall for certain
Are they
generations.
going to replace it with Windows laptops?
Apple have issued a recall for certain models of MacBook Pro, and mine happens to be one of them because apparently the battery can explode. Well, I say that they've had 4 reports of batteries overheating.
A surprise mechanic.
They've had 4 reports of batteries overheating in those particular models, and they've said, right, fuck it, we'll recall all of them just to be sure. So I get a new battery for my laptop. Everyone's happy.
Jolly good.
There you
They're
go.
not going to give you a new laptop then?
No, they're just going to give me a new battery.
Ugh, cheapskates.
Anyway, is there anything people want to add before we disappear? Andy?
No.
Good, because I thought you were going to talk about Dark Souls. Johnny?
Nah.
Play Rocket League.
Play Rocket League. You're going to get that tattooed on your arse, aren't you?
No,
Sorry.
I don't like tattoos. But
on the space where your arse should be.
Oh,
Jonathan.
Oh, son, you've opened a what?
So you write songs for your punk rock band, don't you, that you're in?
If you like them, I wrote them. If not, then the singer did it.
I was going to say, should you write one about Rocket League and how much you love it?
I started writing a song once about the Montreal screw job, which Ben will know what that is.
Okay. Is that a wrestling thing?
It's a wrestling thing, yeah.
Write one about Rocket League. I want to hear a song about Rocket League.
I don't know if there's enough there to write a whole song about.
You've played it for like 5 years.
Yeah, but like, what would you say? Like, you can't just say like, I really like Rocket League for like 3.5 minutes.
Driving the car.
Isn't that what every punk rock song is?
That's what my songs are, yeah.
I was going to say Blink-182 is basically just I like this girl for like 3.5 minutes.
I genuinely don't know why I started singing like Breaking the Law by Judas Priest. Driving the car. Anyway, I think we're all going a bit mad. We will see you guys. We'll be back next week. We did actually want to do one last week, but everyone was really hungover because we all went out for Johnny's birthday on Saturday.
I wasn't hungover. What was I doing? Was I doing DIY?
Mate, you told us all that you were rather hungover.
I was a bit of a mess in the morning, but by the time the evening rolled round, I think I was doing something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You had vats of alcohol in front of you. I'm surprised you weren't super hungover.
Yeah, well, people keep trying to buy me drinks. I'm like, I don't really drink a lot. I know it's my birthday, but I just...
Oh, no, my first world problems. It's my birthday and people are buying me drinks. Oh, no.
I bought you a bag of pork scratchings.
You did. They were weird. They were
going
to be.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna disappear because I'm sure people want to hear more about Johnny's birthday night.
So
that will be in our
Saturday night, right?
I'll tell you what, right? We'll start a Patreon. We'll start a Patreon, and then we'll do like a patrons only podcast for Johnny's
random
social life.
Random stuff that's happened to us.
Yeah, like Johnny's social life podcast.
Yeah,
it'll be 4 hours long each week because he's a social butterfly.
I'm not anymore, really. It's like staying in with the cats and my girlfriend and just playing Tetris.
Cats of NGB calendar for 2020 for subscribers.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Yeah.
Anyway, right. We will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.